All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a fishing spots tier list for different fishing locations around Sacramento, California. So we're going to start with Elk Grove Park here, and we're going to assume for this one and for all of the stock trout locations on the tier list that these are freshly stocked. Elk Grove Park is a certified hood classic, and I was actually fishing at Elk Grove Park a couple weeks ago, and I was lighting it up, and then I got kicked out because they were having a kids fishing clinic later that morning, and I guess that meant that adults weren't allowed to fish there until noon. So yes, I definitely got kicked out, but I will most certainly be back next time they stock it. They also stock catfish there in the summer, and it's just a nice place to go fishing. Just make sure that you're on the far left side of the pond from the main parking lot. That is where they stock the fish, so that's where they're going to be. Rancho Seco is also a certified hook classic. Every fisherman has their one that got away story. Mine was there. I hooked up on a really big rainbow trout, and he just swam into some weeds and broke off, and I never saw him again, unfortunately. So, kind of heartbreaking. I still think about that one, not gonna lie. But yeah, they also have the Rancho Seco Trout Fishing Derby coming up in a couple weeks. And so if you want to show up and maybe come in second place, then you can do that. But I'm going to be winning both days. So, definitely don't get your hopes up. They have trout there, obviously, but they also have bass and crappie. And it's just a really nice place to fish. You do have to pay to get in, but I think it's worth it. Hagen Park, this is call in sick. We're going fishing. I love Hagen Park. And one of the reasons for that is because when you get out there, it's like everyone is there. The whole Sacramento fishing community, it seems, just descends on this one random park in Rancho Cordova. And people are just catching a lot of fish. And everyone is very approachable. So if you're wondering how people are catching so many fish, you can just walk up and talk to them, and they're probably going to tell you. And it's very easy to take note of what's working. So you can go, oh, that guy just caught one on power bait. That one caught one. That guy caught one on a micro spoon. And you can just try some of these methods. And this is where I really learned that I needed to downsize my presentation because I saw that people who were using these mini jigs were just catching a bunch of them. And I was getting there with my huge glob of power bait and not catching anything. And it's a really solid place to go and learn, especially if you're relatively new to the sport. So for that reason, Colin sick, we're going fishing. Lake Natoma, I'm going to put in meh. It has very high trophy potential. I'm well aware, before you guys all commented down below, I am well aware that the state record rainbow trout was caught there. But in my opinion, I mean, I've been there like 5, 6 times and I've never caught a trout. I've never caught a salmon, and I've caught some bass. I've caught a really big pike minnow. But if I'm going to load up my kayak and I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to go fishing, I'd rather go somewhere where the fishing is better, in my opinion. So for that reason, it seems like most hardcore fishermen don't even go there at all. And for me, I'm going to put it in the meh category. I might go back one day, but I don't know, not anytime soon. How's a forebay, however, this is my least favorite fishing spot on the entire tier list. I would rather sell my poles and buy golf clubs because I've been fishing there 5, 6 times. I've only caught one fish. I don't know what the deal is, but it seems like I'm not alone. If I was going there and no, or if I was going there and everyone was catching fish except for me, I would be willing to say, hey, this is totally my fault. But every time I go there, it seems like no one's really catching anything. And so it doesn't really seem to be as good as it looks if you maybe check the fish stocking report, because it seems to be one of the most well stocked lakes in all of California, but they just, for whatever reason, the fish just don't really bite there. Jim Jones Bridge. This is right near the Fair Oaks Bridge. This is, in fact, a certified hook classic. There were so many trout there in this winter. It was really good. I saw a YouTube video one time where a guy was fishing for salmon and he hooks up on a salmon and then mid fight with the salmon reaches down and has a sip of beer. And I was like, this is so cool. So if anyone knows who that was, you got to give him my phone number or something because I want to go fishing with that guy. He seems pretty cool. But yeah, I think Jim Jones Bridge is definitely worth checking out. You can fish from the bridge or you can fish from, there's a gravel bar off to the right of the bridge if you're standing on the bridge. And I've caught a lot of fish there. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely worth checking out. And I've seen people walking out of that general area with striper before. I mean, it's just a really solid fishing location. Like Amador, I'm going to have to put in meh. I really like the concept there where it's a private lake where they have their own fish hatchery and they're stocking these big, beautiful lightning trout. I love it. However, many are calling it Lake Scamador because you see their Facebook page and you see all these other things, and it looks like it's just the best fishing lake in all of California. But you go there and it's like no one's catching anything, or you'll go there for a whole morning and you only see a few fish get caught, and it just really doesn't seem like there's a lot of fish getting caught there at all. So it's not like I'll never go back there, but in my opinion, I don't think I'm going back unless I have someone with me who really knows how to work that lake. Now, Folsom Lake, there's nowhere I can put this that's going to make the crowd happy. If I put it down here, people are going to say, "Oh, but it has such a good spotted bass population." And if I put it up here, people are going to say, "Oh, I hate that lake. It's too big. It makes it too hard to fish." Um, for me, in my opinion, I'm going to put it in the worth checking out tier. It's just so hit or miss. I mean, there's been days where I've limited out on trout there from the shore. There's been days where I've skunked. I caught a smallmouth bass there a couple days ago. It's just so all over the place. And I mean, I'm sure you can find a bunch of other videos talking about Folsom Lake and how everyone kind of has a love hate relationship with it. But I think that that reputation is well deserved. Howe Park, I'm going to put in I'm gonna give it a certified. No, no. Honestly, Colin sick. We're going fishing. I love Howe Park. It's very good for basically for all the same reasons that Hagen Park is. It has a really solid sense of community. You can catch a lot of fish there. Just make sure to get there quickly after they stock it. They also stock catfish at Howe Park in the summertime. Riverbend Park is definitely a certified hood classic. It seemed like this winter, the fish were all hanging around near the Jim Jones Bridge, and then they swam down towards Riverbend Park on their way to the ocean. And there was a while where you could go to Riverbend Park and just absolutely light it up. But yeah, it's pretty solid. They also have salmon swimming by, so you can get their salmon season. It's pretty good. It's in a barb section of the river, so you don't have to crimp your barbs, which is nice. Lake Comanche, I'm going to put in worth checking out. I'm tempted to put it in meh, but I'm going to put it in worth checking out because it's honestly you can catch fish there, but I mean it seems pretty slow. I've only been there one time, and I was there for 8 hours, and we fished the main lake on the south shore, and we fished the trout pond, and I only saw maybe 5 fish get caught total, maybe 7 fish get caught total out of the 50 plus people that were fishing there. So it just seems like it's not as hot as it used to be. Clay Banks, is a certified hook classic. I'm tempted to say Colin sick, we're going fishing. Honestly, Colin sick, we're going fishing. I love clay banks, especially if you're getting there during the salmon season. If you get there on the right day, there are fish all over the place. And you can even come down from the other side of the river, and it's just a spectacular place to go fishing, in my opinion. I love clay banks, especially for the salmon season. For whatever reason, the steelhead season, it doesn't seem like as many people fish there. I'm not exactly sure why. Cameron Park Lake, going to make some enemies on this one, but I'm going to put it in meh. I know there's probably a lot of Cameron Park locals who are about to comment, "Oh, I love Cameron Park Lake. I never fish anywhere else. I've caught a 10 pounder out of there last week." And it's like, okay, great for you. But I've been fishing there 5 times maybe, and I've only actually I don't know if I've ever seen a fish get caught. It seems like it's really slow a lot of the time. I haven't been there in a while. I mean, maybe I was there in a slower time of year, but also last time I was there, the water was so stained it was like you were fishing in chocolate milk. How is the bass going to see my lure through chocolate milk? That's just not going to happen. So I really don't love Cameron Park Lake. Obviously, you can catch fish there, but just based on where I live, I'm not going to drive past any of these other fishing locations so I can go fish at Cameron Park Lake. That just doesn't really make sense. But if you live there, maybe for you it goes a little bit higher up. But for me, I'm not going back anytime soon. Granite Park, I'm going to say, is a certified hood classic. And the only reason I'm not going to put it up higher is because there's slightly less shore access from there. And it is very possible that it's so crowded you might actually not get a spot if you don't get there, say, early in the morning, because just gets so dang crowded shortly after they stock it. But they also have crappie there. It's a really nice place to fish. I love Granite Park. Southside Park is Colin sick, we're going fishing. No, just kidding. You guys probably saw my last video on it. It's not like the worst. I'd rather go there than Halsey Bay, but honestly, I didn't really feel safe. There was a homeless guy who was like trying to tell me there was no fishing allowed there, which obviously was not true. But I didn't really feel safe while I was there, so I, I'm not really trying to go back there anytime soon. So I'm going to put that in. I'd rather sell my poles and buy golf clubs. Nimbus Fish Hatchery, I'm going to put in Worth checking out. I'm not going to go any higher up because you can see in this photo that I picked, you can see that there's so many fishermen here on the shore, and that's what it's like if you get there. Steelhead season, salmon season, it's just so dang crowded. And you can just go down the river a little bit further towards like Jim Jones Bridge, and there's literally no crowd. And when it gets this crowded, it's like, especially if you're fishing beads under a float, which everyone is up there, you only get to have your bead actually floating for like what 5 seconds, and then you have to reel it in because there's all these other people who are going to cross your line. It just is not really worth it, in my opinion. I mean, unless maybe you get there on a weekday and you get there early in the morning or something along those lines. The Delta, this one's really obvious. Call in sick or going fishing. If you have a boat, or if you know someone who has a boat and you have the opportunity to fish the Delta, you absolutely should. It's definitely worth it. It is a spectacular place to fish. Silver Lake is actually not that close to Sacramento, but I thought I'd put it on here because it's definitely within day trip distance up Highway 88. This is A tier, certified hood classic, and I love Silver Lake. It's never that crowded. You can just go out there, you can get on the kayak, you can fish from shore, whatever you want to do, and you can catch a lot of fish. I think that CDFW stocks it, but I want to say they might also have Mount Lassen stocking it as well. I could be wrong, but it's a really nice place to go fishing. Pleasant Grove Creek. I've tried to go fishing here one time and it was like 105 degrees and there was like no water flowing in the creek. It was maybe 2 inches deep. It's like there's no fish that live here. I see on Fish Brain people are catching fish there, so it's not impossible. If someone wants to take me out fishing there, I'll go. I'll definitely go. But based on my experience, I'd rather sell my poles and buy golf clubs and go back. It was just like, what the hell is this? Sacramento River. This is Colin Sicker going fishing. That's where I caught my PB rainbow trout. It's just a great place to go fishing. I mean, they have everything there, especially if you have a boat. Mather Lake, I'm going to put in meh, honestly. If I was a bass fisherman, I would probably put it a little bit higher up. People catch big bass there, but as a trout fisherman, whenever they stock it, the trout just hang out in that one little spot. At least the last time they stocked it, they were all just hanging out right next to the dock, like on the dock where they stock it, slightly off to the right. That's where all of the fish were crowded up. And so it's like you're either fishing on the dock, you're fishing right next to the dock, or you're fishing in these two other spots. And if you don't get any of those spots, you're not going to catch any fish. So it's like I'd rather just go somewhere else, in my opinion. I could go to any of these other places. Why am I going to go there if I'm fishing for trout? It's not the worst, but in my opinion, I would rather go to any of these other places. Avery's Pond is a certified hood classic. You have to hike in, but there are absolutely largemouth bass in there that are waiting to be caught. It's definitely worth it. Sailor Bar is, I'm going to say, worth checking out. No, I'm going to say it's a certified hood classic. I think it's better than the Nimbus Fish Hatchery because it is just a lot less crowded. The only thing is that it's way more gradual. It's just like this big rock bar, and it's way more gradual going into the water. So you have to cast it out pretty far, versus the Nimbus Fish Hatchery where you're casting like right in front of you, and it gets nowhere near as crowded. And then for the grand finale here, Sly Park. This is going to be a hot take. Sly Park is calling sick. We're going fishing. It's very, very, very good. I love Sly Park. They have trout there. They have smallmouth. I literally caught a smallmouth bass there on power bait. There, it was just going insane. It was like, what is this thing even doing? And it just fought like crazy. I thought it was going to break off my 4 pound line, and it didn't. I landed it. It was crazy. But they also have a bunch of crayfish there if you're into that kind of thing. It's just a really great place to fish.